Hi guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com and do a quick first impressions gameplay video for Dekaron. Free-to-play action MMORPG developed by a company called Fun and published by Vertigo Games. I'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes running around checking this game out. Make some comments. If you guys want to play Dekaron or just learn more about it, do check out the whole review on MMOs.com on the link below. So let's get started. This is actually an old game. Came out back in 2007 as 2 Moons when Acclaim published it, but now it's called Dekaron and it's actually really popular despite its age. So you have actually quite a few class options over here. There's actually really only 7 playable classes. However, there's a female version of a whole bunch of them, and they're just very slightly different. So the Dragon Knight, for example, is the character I'm going to play, the really cute Lolly character. And you can see she actually has more physical attack and less defense than the male character, even though he looks way more jacked and bigger. Makes a lot of sense. But essentially, you have 7 playable classes, which is still pretty good. Let's go play our Dragon Knight and jump right in. My name will be Remote. I actually played 2 Moons back when Acclaim published it, and the game was really popular back then, and it still remains incredibly popular. In fact, this is one of those games that has tons of private servers for it, and a lot of those private servers have thousands of players online as well. Dekaron, despite its age, remains incredibly popular, and it's really well known for its PvP systems. The game's interface is definitely a bit dated right away. You can see right away, even the confirm and abandon buttons for certain quests are literally outside the button windows over there. Oh my god, that is the coolest looking mount or pet thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at this pet, it looks awesome. But right now we are in the town of Ardeka, you can see in the top right, and you can see right from the get-go, it is unbelievably busy. I mean, there are people advertising gold spamming websites, and you know my rule of thumb, if there's a gold spammer website for your game, that means your game is doing quite well. And actually, I believe this entire town is covered in player stalls. This just shows you how incredibly popular the game is. Obviously, it's a player stall system, so players are obviously AFK. But, I mean, the game is unbelievably busy. Even with games with player stalls, rarely do you see a game this incredibly packed. So right from the get-go, it has some great vibes to it by just seeing how busy it is. And people are still spamming the gold selling websites. But it is nuts just how popular this game is right now. Interface is probably its biggest drawback. So we're going to find our way outside town over here where this green arrow is and start killing some things. This is going to be a pretty grind-heavy game. Questing wasn't really important back in the day when these games were popular. It actually looks a bit like the Night Online as well as a few other older-looking games. We get quests over here too. These are Purify 100 Evils. That's like go kill 100 enemies. Grind quest. Grab it, boys. Alright, gotta kill. Let's get the 500 one too. They probably stack together. Yes, I want the challenge. And I have channel. What is this one? Can we get this one too? Why not? We got 2 quests over here. We can talk to this guard over here. He wants us to get some delicious fried chicken delivery. He doesn't want that crappy fried chicken. He doesn't want that KFC. He wants that Popeyes. All right, Popeyes fried chicken is where it's at. And he wants me to get some fried chicken by getting some obsidian. Apparently, you can craft fried chicken in this game with obsidian. That makes sense. Let's not worry too much about it. And you can see there's a lot of probably translation error, but you can see like the interface and menus are definitely a little bit dated. But you can see some of the combat in the game too. And the combat is like a pseudo action MMORPG. Maybe you can even call it an action MMORPG. But it's kind of like Metin 2, where the combat you can attack the enemies and they get some staggering. It's got a really nice visceral look and feel to it. A lot of abilities are, you know, they do knockbacks and they're actiony. Abilities can be dodged, at least a lot of AoE spells can. And you killed 1 enemy and we're already level 2, I think. Yeah, we're level 2. So they did speed up leveling quite a bit from back when 2 Moons published the game. You're leveling really quick early on. Though not quite as fast as the other game I did a video for recently. I forgot the name. I don't know why. 12 Sky 2. There we go. We can kill a few more of these. We can kill some more armadillos. And then kill the feeble lizard man. We do need obsidian from one of these enemies too, though. I'm not sure what an armadillo would be doing with obsidian. And there you go. We got our obsidian. And as you level up, you do get stat points as well. Let me show you some skills too. Bam! There you go. We smacked him with that. In combat, there's something about the combat that feels quite nice. It feels kind of like Metin 2. It's really the only other example, because it doesn't feel like a full-on Blade and Soul or Terra style game, but you still have the fun, actiony combat. And again, despite being 10 years old, I mean, graphics are definitely not bad, and it still feels quite fluid. Oh, there you go. Nice look. But again, it feels really nice. The only thing that really, I guess, makes it feel old and ugly is its interface. I mean, for an older free-to-play Korean MMORPG that came out back, in 2007, it definitely still looks nice. Again, 100 evil spirits, 500 evil spirits. They do stack together, so we can do both those quests at once. So let's use our abilities again. I only have 1 ability. I'm pretty sure I can get 1 more. That ability is AoE as well, so you can kind of pull a bunch of enemies and then do your AoE abilities on them more efficiently. So that's always fun to grind that way. Let's put our stat points in here. We're going to put everything into strength, obviously, for that maximum deeps. There we go. We get a bunch of skill points per level. Again, they made the leveling quite fast. Max level I think is over 170, so there's a ton of I mean, it used to take forever to get there, but it's obviously much faster now. Bust up the skill menu with K. We have that one. We have 2 abilities. Let's get this one as well. Even upgrading skills, like these menus definitely don't look very shiny. Put another point over there. Let's go target this guy and do some big AoEs. If we pull a bunch of enemies then do it, it's probably more efficient. This game is really, really popular for its PvP. Again, it was mega popular when it was called Two Moons as well. I feel like this game's been popular for a long time. I think their official website brags that they have over 20 million users in like 50 countries, which is, again, quite incredible. If you look at videos online too, like the one thing that really sticks out with Dekaron, at least for me, is it has some really, really cool skill animations. Not early on, like these early skills look kind of duker. Not bad, right? But nothing special. But the high-level skills of the game look quite good. Skill effects and whatnot, like, it looks better than most modern MMORPGs. The skill effects, how glowy they are, and how badass the game makes you feel. And even the armor upgrades and, you know, the armor itself in the game. We saw in even the character creation screen what some of the armor looks like. The armor looks quite good. And that's, I think people do want that. Like, you want to have a sense of progression on, like, strength and how your character evolves. Which is why when your armor changes, it's a nice touch. You know, I know my brother had a lot of complaints about Blade Install with when you equip the soul shields, it doesn't really change your appearance. And instead of appearance is always done with not your armor really, but just your cosmetics. But still, the cosmetics in this game are quite decent. And I don't know, the combat feels really nice despite being 10 years old. I mean, honestly, if you don't mind playing older games, I would recommend this over 12 Sky 2 or Metin 2. I mean, despite both, I mean, Metin 2 is really popular, over 5K players on Steam. We can see this guy's store. My gear is really duker right now. But even the gear menu looks very much like 12 Sky 2 or you know, Metin 2, all those games. But honestly, if you don't mind playing older games, this game is probably still worth checking out. I mean, the core combat is fun. It's just the interface that's really ugly. Obviously, if you don't like what you see, this is still the early grind experience. Check out the PvP videos on YouTube, though. There's some really incredible stuff showing off the skill-based PvP to a degree. Like, AoE effects can be dodged, and, you know, I guess timing some of your attacks can do some knockbacks on enemies and whatnot. It can make the PvP really fun. But obviously, gear plays a huge role in PvP as well. You have arena duels, arenas, like it's called the Coliseum though. Arena PvP I think is my favorite kind of PvP in most games. There's duels of course too, and I think there's guild wars as well as like large-scale battlegrounds as well. And the experience is so much faster now than when I first played this game back when Two Moons had it. We probably find some way more difficult enemies too. Let's do some AoEs on these guys though. There we go. It feels nice to just AoE enemies too. In any MMORPG, area affecting killing enemies just feels super good. So we should get a new skill level 7, I believe. There we go. We can get this one too now. Enables you to learn and train the basic seal force, enhancing your attack damage. Is that like a passive? We'll find out. Nope, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a passive. I'll put another point over here now too. So we have more skill points we can spend early on, but that hopefully won't be. Oh, we got +5 boots. Oh baby, got some good loot. Can we equip this? It's actually not quite good, but whatever. Can I not wear this? It's for a Dragon Knight. I should be able to control to compare with my. I have nothing. I can't put it on. Rip. Though it's in blue, I feel like I should be able to put it on. Let's go find some more difficult enemies, dude. These guys are way too low level. The town of the lizard men. These guys are just chillaxing over here while lizard men are walking past them. They're pretty chill. Talk to Joel the farmer. What do you got for me, buddy? There are quests in the game. It's just not as like quest driven as modern MMORPGs. When you're playing any newer game, you're pretty much doing quests all the time. Whereas if you've played older games, a lot of your time isn't spent doing quests. It's literally just spent grinding. And you know, even in like Black Desert Online though, grinding is a very efficient form of leveling. I actually really like the grind experience in Black Desert and Maple Story, but it's good to have quests as well. The BDO I think does it pretty well because you know there are a lot of quests in the game if you want to do them. Kill some more armor. These guys look nothing like armadillos. Like they look. These are not armadillos. Whatever. I saw something glowing over there. I'm pretty sure the drop rates are increased as well because we got a +5 drop from some pretty low level enemies. You click on this and it gives us a nice hunting ground. We should go. Is it gonna warp us there? Oh, I don't have a blessed warp stone. Rip. So if you have a blessed warp stone, it can take you to more efficient hunting grounds automatically. And the game kind of tells you, I guess, where to go. It wants to go to Ardeka. We are in Ardeka right now, actually. We can't go to dungeons yet. There are a whole bunch of dungeons in this game too. There's some decent low level ones too. We can kill these guys now. Though, do we get an idea what level they are? I forgot. I'm sure it's these. They're either their text or the orb next to their name, which will tell you if they're too strong or too weak. And it tells you what the NPCs are here too. which is I guess kind of useful. It's just that the interface definitely feels a bit dated. That's really the only part of the game that didn't age too well. I actually don't mind the visuals outside of the interface personally. I mean, yeah, they're nothing pretty, but they get the job done. Let me get that gemstone. These guys get pretty lousy experience too. We're gonna go deeper over here. Tome of Deneb. Go to the next map over here too. But my mind is still kind of blown just how amazingly successful this game is even today. I mean, I'm curious why they haven't launched on Steam yet either, because it would do quite well. And despite its age too, I do have to say they're updating the game a lot. Like they added new content even relatively recently. They've added a new weapon crafting system, item crafting system, and a bunch of other goodies, quality of life improvements of like organizing your inventory and whatnot. I mean, we put that news up recently on MMOs.com, at least when this video is coming out. So they're still updating this game, and obviously they will because it's incredibly popular. If you don't mind playing older MMOs and you actually, you know, like you're not really picky on visuals or interface, I would say the PvP in this game can make the game fun. And plus, it's not so grindy because they've sped it up a lot. And it's definitely one of the better older MMORPGs. Clearly, the game is still popular. I mean, I really couldn't get into Metin 2. Metin 2 is much harder to get into, as is 12 Sky 2. But for some reason, maybe it's because I played this back in the day too. And this is, if you've never played this, it probably still looks, it might look equally dookie to you. But it's actually not a bad game. And it's still around for a reason. You know, games don't last 10 plus years if they suck. Anyway, guys, if you guys do want to play Dekaron or just learn more about it, do check out the full review on MMOs.com on the link below. Anyway, guys, later. There's a title system too. So many older MMORPGs have this. You equip a title, you get stats. But yeah, later, guys. I'm going to end at a nice camera view over here.